two of them jumped out, opened the boat, got the crowbar out.
Yeah. I got my camera out.
But to get across this, they'd use very big sticks and pole vault across that. And that was their natural way of moving. You know,
I don't actually know what the disease was, but every wine grower in Europe and everywhere else got this certain disease. And chili wine didn't. It's the only wine that's like original from the day it was planted. All the others had to be replanted. So that's the importance of it.
the over 70s, definitely. But red wine's a medicine. I've got a book at home, a doctor wrote about it. Red wine has ribo, certain things in it, yeah. They're good for you. So you should drink red wine, it's good for you.
They can't remember why it's good for you, but they know it's good for you.
Well, I'm just trying to get this bottle in because my son bought me it.
What we can't remember is how many bottles you're supposed to drink.
I don't know whether now it was my 70th birthday or my 80th. I'm not sure. You tell me. Do I look old enough to be 70? I don't know if you're 80 to own this bottle of wine.
Do we have to answer?
No.
Is it a quiz?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we used to walk every Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, no, so it's a total reason.
Sunshine, to feel all those different elements. Where I don't know what elements get out, but I want to feel all those different elements.
What did you know?
Well, I just thought if anything happens to me, he'll get me down. You know,
He's having a day out.
You know,
a good day out.
Yeah, well, it just felt safe. Yeah, gave a look, we got back where we started.
Having bodyguards. We're back home, coming home from a hypnosis course down in Wilfrid Proudfoot's place in Scarborough.
Yeah,
and driving along, I had a Ford Sierra type thing with wings on the back. It was a bit of a like whiz car. Anyway, this lad, and he cut us right and cut my nose off. Weren't you? So, bit of bend.
Just let it go, like.
Bit of straight. Fuck yeah! Went in front of him. And he was up my arse, and I made him do it. I made him stay up my arse for about 8 miles, didn't I?
Yeah.
And then there was a little pull in, and I pulled in, and I thought, you could know. I've made you do that for 8. You've tailgated for 8.
Did.
He went, wouldn't let him pass. The car went, and two of them jumped out, opened the boat, got the crowbar out.
Yeah.
And
I got my camera out. I don't know, this is going to be brilliant.
So look round. So look round.
I got the crust out. The raw saint. And he comes back. After it was like a meltdown or whatever. Come back and he opened the door and he said, "Thanks very much, Skid."
It's time to put it down. I said, we'll get it. Put it down. You did it to me. I did it to you. We'll quit.
That's what I did.
And they both got back in the car.
For you.
And I went, thanks, Skin.
Look at that, the kid.
He went, why didn't you hit the body? That's what he said. I'm disappointed with you. I'm disappointed. So when I met Alan, he was working on building sites and doing. I said, "What do you do, Barty, for fun?" I go walking up the hills. It's raining. Yeah, we'll get
Why
a
do you
coat.
do that?
So the first time he come, he had his
How
overalls.
did you give yourself a drop?
He had his overalls on and his boots. And I took him up the Pennards, and there was about 2 foot of snow. He went, "Let's go up here." I said, "Oh, look at this, look at the sun, look at it. Dark gold." But
I didn't need it.
Because I've always come for this. And this is it.
I didn't need it till I got it.
It's the most powerful anchor of your...
No,
this is your Saki test. It's all of that. It's like your life becomes enriched because you can get more moments in this space and you can get there easy. I haven't been here for 5 years, but I haven't missed it because it's always been in my head. And I've sat here now and it's real. And I go, it's exactly the same as what it is when it's in my head. Good. When I imagine it, it's this real.
I think I got, when you get to a certain point and you realise you've got your balance, where it just seemed different somehow. You know, like trusting every fucking part. Then for the cat.
Yeah.
And then one of them, could let you down or it couldn't. If you start questioning it, you can't get to the next base.
That's right, today is exceptionally good because you've got the water's gushing, so it's a force, and 2, it's cold. So
Yeah.
you could say, oh, my hand's cold, and then it go numb and not feel. But it's like, you've got to, I'm getting wet. Just get wet. You don't care what it takes. You feel each foot. And what was best for me was coming down backwards. Because that's the part I couldn't, no, I didn't know where my leg was going when I used to take behind me. And I saw the rock and I went, I reached that. Oh. Yeah. I knew that was it then. Fixed.
Yeah.
That was it fixed.
And you wanted to take it further. Well, you know, you satisfied yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, get me, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, doing that.
That's the best part.
I just need to know, am I safe doing that?
Yeah.
And I'm perfectly safe. I'm slower than I used to be. And I haven't got the spring that I used to have. And I don't want to do too much upright. But this is only day one.
Yeah.
You know, next time I'll come for the week now.
Yeah.
And I realise now, at my age now, I want to teach people, post-operative or at my age, how to get the sort of agility that the Japanese enjoy to get over 100. There's 100,000 people in Japan, low impact exercise, good way of life, gentle movements. And I want to introduce those from the heritage that I got from Dr. Hatsumi, from 3,000 years of heritage, from the Hichibuku Goshinjutsu school. Those movements, that philosophy, that mindset, and now I've got a neuroscience and the science of tensegrity to underpin it all. And you know, that's what I'm presenting in the courses. The thing people don't appreciate about the body is the nerves have what you call a neuroplasticity, which means they can adapt. So as we develop and learn different skills, they adapt. But if we sit a long time in one position, they also adapt to that. So people have a lot of pathways that are redundant in safe movement, and they might not notice it till they get older, or they slip on the ice, or they go out and slip on rough terrain. We're in as rough terrain as you can get here, because that's what I want to test. We've got slippy moss, we're going to cross the river, we're going to climb. It's the neurophysiology you've got to change, and it's finding those and identifying those pathways and knowing how to restore them to normal, either through our movement patterns, or sometimes you need the help of therapists to start that process off.
Sort of terrain you have to know how to move over to be able to, you know, in warrior times, ninja times,
Yeah.
you know, up to the Iceman times,
Yes.
about 3,500 years ago.
Imagine this was your normal route, your trade route, and it's done this. Then you've got to be able to go, because you've got right at the top of the mountain, you've got to cross that.
Yeah.
So have you got the skills to cross that safely by yourself?
Yeah.
Have you got the safety to make a shelter? Have you got the skills to make, but you know, fire, all crafting skills like that you need. But I want the ability to be able to crawl and move on this kind of terrain that switches on the limbic system the best way. Because when you go back to that limbic movement, it's a very strong monosynaptic reflex. Yeah. Right? So a baby's head turns, its arm goes up. So to add a skill on the end of that is simply, there's the reflex, and then the baby would learn to hold something. It might be a tool or a weapon. But then when you school somebody and you take that out of them by drilling them, and say you must hold a hammer like this and use it like this, you actually de-school that side of the brain. So when you go back to the limbic movements, then you were safe because all your senses are switched on. That's your
Not everyone craves a half-tap technique, but a little bit the way the brain's been.
we've been deregulated from natural movement into schooling, because if you want to build an army or you want to skill somebody, so the Industrial Revolution comes along, we need thousands and thousands of people who can use a hammer. We need thousands and thousands of people who can use a saw. We've got a war coming on, we need thousands of people who can use spears, bows and arrows, right? You have to drill them. So the elite warriors would try and train them, like you see in the Magnificent Seven, or you see in the Seven Samurai, perfect example, because that is the Japanese one. That is the way. He was trying to train the farmers and make them into soldiers. A lot of the samurais came from peasant families, farmers. They were given land if they protected the emperor, so then they were called a samurai, but they couldn't afford the armour, you know, all that kind of stuff. But they lived in this kind of terrain.
Yeah.
So, and look at, when you look at the Scotch, the Romans, it took them, I think it was 200 years to try to take Scotland. They couldn't. So they built a wall and went back over. Because they were running down these hills and attacking them, and they were trying to fight in formation. because that's what they were good at. They wanted to get a flat field, 100 centurions all make a barricade, they stab you through the barricade, they surround you and flank you and all this kind of stuff. This didn't work. But you can imagine, you've got to be able to run through this and hide. In Gran Canaria, the Garange people, which is the natural aborigines of that country, they lived in caves right at the top. And it took the Spaniards 30 years, and it was only through people telling them where they were that they actually got them. Because they'd see them, we're up here, and the Spaniards are coming, a big marching, all marching. We just go on the other side of the hill.
What that one with the sticks?
So by the time they got up there, they're pagged, we're waiting for them, we're on the other side of the hill. Because they give us 2 days notice, they were never going to catch them. But to get across this, they'd use very big sticks and pole vault across that. And that was their natural way of moving. You know, and we've lost all of that. You know, you could put your stick in there, Skid. You put your stick in there and it'd slide down. You know, like a big terrain like that, you just slide down it. You'd have to be able to climb a tree. You know.
Feed a fish, get over and then cook the end.
So to me, the best way to train your neurophysiology is to do what I've done for the last 6 months especially, to come up here and test if my feet slip. I want to know how safe I am, and there's no better test than this. It's not a gym, and it's not a footpath, and it's not a hill. 20 years older than me all the time. If this hadn't happened to me, I would have never stopped 5 years ago. I wouldn't have stopped. And this is what I saw doing for the rest of my life. I didn't think that it was ageless because it didn't require muscles.
Test that, you know, that is a good drop for your left and your right, isn't it?
They're both working.
Yeah, both working fine. It's the only place you're going to find it, because right now you need it to trust it. Any of these could slip. So you've really got to trust your balance and your poison
And be prepared for it.
that feedback.
And Chris isn't, he just dances.
I mean, our feet have been in cold water all day. I've got socks on under these, and so your feet should, no, but your feet should be numb, but they're not. They're still an antenna. My feet keep cozy and warm, and they just fill my brain with what's in the foot.
So they're not wet really.
Whereas once you put it in a shoe, you lose a lot of that.
Yeah.
You need that feel. You need to feel all those vibrations and sensations going in. The mind dramatises if it doesn't get fresh information all the time. It likes fresh information all the time.
So you'll slide downstairs now and again. Be well by doing it yourselves.
Yeah.
Maintaining.
And the misunderstanding between fitness and well. You know, you can be very fit, but it doesn't mean to say you're well.
Yeah.
But if you're well, it doesn't matter about your fitness, because you're well. All your organs function properly.
Yeah.
You know, and that's far more important than being able to run up a hill and recover in 10 seconds.
So that puts Peter an apple a day.
Yeah.
An apple a day and a bottle of wine a day.
What red?
Preferably
Preferably chilly.
Just get it all squeezed down, drink cider.